Hello, and thank you for joining us here on Slooh. My name is Trisha Ennis. I'm the resident mythology expert here. Now, I've been a lifelong fan of these ancient stories of heroes, monsters, vengeful gods, and daring adventures, especially those which can be traced through the familiar constellations in the night sky. In previous installments of this series, I've told you the stories of Hercules and Perseus. Tonight, though, we're telling a much more complicated story, that of Orion the Hunter. You see, unlike the later, more popular Greek heroes like Perseus, Odysseus, Achilles, and Heracles, the story of Orion is, by ancient standards, very, very old, and has been interpreted in a variety of ways. For that reason, there isn't one unifying story about the mythological hunter. In one version, Orion is the son of the sea god Poseidon. As Poseidon's son, Orion is able to walk on the surface of the ocean, and he makes his way to the island of Chios, where he drinks too much and attacks Merope, the daughter of the island's ruler. In an act of revenge, Orion is blinded by the king and stumbles his way to the forge of Hephaestus, the smith of the Olympians. Hephaestus, in turn, has Orion led to the home of Helios, the sun god, where he is healed and his sight restored. In another version of his birth, Orion was actually motherless. Instead of being born in any traditional sense, Orion was a gift given to a mortal man in return for his generosity. The man, Hyrieus, was a poor shepherd who offered food and shelter to 3 men who stopped by his home. Hyrieus wasn't aware that these men were the disguised gods Poseidon, Zeus, and Hermes, but still he killed the only animal he owned, an ox, in order to feed them. Impressed by his generosity, the gods revealed themselves and offered to grant the man a wish. His only wish was for a child, so the gods told him to bury the hide of the ox he had sacrificed, and from that hide, after 9 months, came Orion. Just as the story of his birth changes, so too does the story of his death, though they are usually simply variations on the same theme. In one version, Orion made his way to Crete, where he became a hunting companion to Artemis, the goddess of the hunt. Orion, a skilled hunter himself, became cocky and boasted that he would kill all the animals on the earth. This did not sit well with Gaia, or Mother Earth, as we might call her. She was mother of all animals, and to punish Orion sent a scorpion. In some stories, the scorpion is very small, in others enormous, but that scorpion chased the hunter, stinging and killing him. Orion was placed in the stars, and as a reward, Gaia placed the scorpion in the stars behind him, chasing him for eternity. You'll recognize this scorpion constellation as Scorpio, who is also part of the zodiac. In another version of the story, it is Apollo who sends the scorpion to kill Orion. Apollo was the twin brother of Artemis, and he has become concerned with the time his sister spent with Orion. You see, Artemis is a maiden goddess, and Apollo, worried for her chastity, decided that he needed to rid his sister of the only man in her life who might threaten it. Artemis is not too pleased about this, so she is the one in this story who places the deceased Orion in the stars. In still another story, it is Artemis herself who kills Orion, shooting him with her bow after discovering he has assaulted her handmaid. Artemis wasn't one to use scorpions, apparently. Orion, the constellation, is a popular one, and Orion the Hunter remained a popular figure throughout history, spawning philosophical discussion and writing, and even cults. But that's a story for another time, or at least another video.